AJ, Angel, baby, that's the squad, you know what I'm saying? And we gonna go to Philly with the OG, you know what I'm saying? He's in the building. I don't want to talk too much. I'm gonna let him introduce himself to the people.
Yeah, what it do? It's the Broad Street Bully, holla at me.
Hey man, Beanie Sigel, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you on Rap Attack, brother.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we always do this thing called digging into the crates.
Uh-huh.
And we know what I'm saying, we take it back to some of these rap classics. And since we got you in the building, it's only right that we do that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this joint called Rock the Mic, man.
Rock the Mic was special. Yeah, that was yeah, we had fun when we did that.
Now is it true that Just Blaze said he made that beat in like 5 minutes because y'all kept like harassing like, yo, we need a beat, we need a beat.
Yeah, we was in Miami, me, Freeway, Memphis Bleak. Me and Bleak actually was going to start making do a project. So we was at the Circle House. They had a couple little studios, but State Prop, we was so deep. It was me, State, you know what I mean, the rest of State Property. Then you had Bleak and Get Low. So the project that me and him was going to do, it wound up turning into like a State Property, like a project.
Yeah.
So we was down there knocking beats out crazy. So we was calling Just. It's like, yo, you got the center stat, man. So we called him. We called him one day. I think Just sent like probably 10 beats out there. 2 days we was on his line, like, yo, where them joints at? He was like, y'all couldn't have did all them records. They gone.
Right.
We need a whole new batch. We calling Just and Kanye. Like, we was out there knocking joints out, and we called him. He was like, yo, I got something for y'all. And he was like, he was working. Send it. It was Rock the Mic. I'm gonna get it. And Free was really the one on that one, too.
Okay, okay.
You know how you flip through the beats, Free was like, no, that's gonna be the joint.
Right, and that was the one.
Yeah.
All right, B-Mo's 92Q is Rap Attack, you know what I'm saying? We got Beanie Sigel in the building, AJ, Angel, baby. Now, we got to talk about this one. I remember the first time I heard it, it was on Hot 97 and Flex dropped it at like midnight. And it made me just stop and just freeze because I couldn't understand, like, it was just the beats, everything was right. Guess who's back?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So tell me how that came about.
You know me, Jay, and Scarface, for those familiar with that joint, we got a couple records together. So when we did that, it was just like, when we get together, it's that joint. Like on the, which album was that? We did Somehow, Some Way on the Dynasty album.
Right.
We turned around, we gave them This Can't Be Life.
That's right.
Jay and Scarface. And then, Guess Who Biz At? Yeah, he did the beat. It's like, it was only right. Yeah.
Now, was there ever in talks of, like, say, you three actually doing, like, a collabo type project together?
Me and Scarface was going to do a project together. Yeah.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that.
It was called Mac and Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the project. That was the first title of the first song I ever did with Scarface. It was on the Truth album, Mac and Brad. So we was going to do a tape together.
Okay.
Just me and Face, called Mac and Brad, whole tape.
Now let's move to, you know what I'm saying, the reason. The first track that just grabs your soul that makes you stop. Nothing like it.
Nothing like it. Yo, that story, I don't like explaining that story because it's so crazy. I be wanting other people that was in the room that day to explain it, how I did it. That track actually was a beat that Jay had when he was doing, I think it was the Blueprint around that time or something. One of them. And I grabbed that. It's like, cool, let me hear that beat. And it was so unique. I don't know how Ye pulled that off. Because the sample not even the regular sample, how he looped it, is like a 6-bar loop.
Okay.
It's crazy. And I just was listening to it. And I just zoned out. I was like, that joint crazy. So I just let it play on repeat in the studio for like hours. We sitting around, we smoking, doing nothing. I went under. We had me. But every time that beat went off, I would wake up. Like, no, I'll turn that back on.
Right.
And I just woke up, went right in the booth. And the first, I ain't gonna say the whole rap, but like the first 12 bars was already there. Without even thinking about it. It just went in and it's like, it ran out. And I probably was in there probably a good 10, 15 minutes, the whole song was done.
Like you say, painting that picture.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, being at the fact that there was so many beats and tracks, going on from Kanye to Just Blaze going through the Rockefeller
man.
camp, is there a track that you passed on like, I ain't really feeling it, but you mad that you passed on it?
Nah. There's a lot of tracks that I wanted. I ain't really never passed up on nothing that was crazy that came from Just or Kanye. You had to do them joints.
Okay.
You had to do them joints. I passed up on some Swiss joints that was crazy.
That came out to be a hit for somebody else?
Yeah, somebody else. Yeah.
Like, what's that one track that you passed on?
When I first came in the game, the one track that I passed on that I had was Whoa.
You had the Black Rob joint?
Yeah. I think Buck Wild did that joint, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Buck did that joint. I be talking to Buck to this day. Yeah, I had it. But if I would have did it, it wouldn't have been Whoa.
Right. It wouldn't have been the same. Yeah.
You know what I mean? We know it because I had that beat.
Okay.
It just was in the stash. I just ain't get to it.
Yeah.
I'd have probably did it eventually. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's talk about The Truth, man.
Yeah.
Paint that picture for us.
First album, that's just basically me being able to let my homies know that I knew how to rap. Because I really wasn't a rapper. Like, when it happened, my situation was so unique. Like, I didn't seek out to be Beanie Sigel. I just knew how to rap. And I had my homie, Murder Mill, he was about to battle with the world know as Philly's Most Wanted.
Okay. Across the border and all that.
Yeah, they was, but none of us had deals at this time. But I knew about them. That's them boys from West Philly. You knew who Most Wanted was if you was from Philly. You knew who Major Figure was if you was from Philly. Like, they ain't know who I was. Because I wasn't out on the scene like that.
Right.
So when I did The Truth, I always knew how to rap. It was just a collection of just little raps that I would play with when I was, in the mix. Like, I think I wrote Crew Love on the brown paper in the Chinese store. When you order your wings and stuff,
yeah.
I was trapping. I wrote my verse to Crew Love. I ripped the bag open and wrote my verse to that. I wrote my verse to Crew Love, and I wrote my verse to 1,000 bars on 2 brown paper bags from the Chinese store.
Okay.
Facts.
Okay.
Sitting in the trap house. What y'all call a bando right now. Yeah.
So now, we got Beanie Sigel in the building, Rap Attack, AJ, Angel Baby. Is it ever possible that we'll ever see you and Kanye and Just Blaze work again? You know what I'm saying? On any type of thing as far as, with the tracks is concerned.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
Okay.
I can get that. The hardest part probably be Ye. Ye in the mix right now. But Just Blaze, they there. I don't want to give y'all every, but I got a couple tracks, some Just Blaze bangers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is it true? Now, I'm taking this back to like the backstage DVD. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm coming back from a shorty. You know what I'm saying? Watching everything unfold. Is it true that you battled Too Short for the record deal?
Nah.
Who did you have to battle somebody? I remember Jay was saying like you battled somebody like 20 minutes straight. Like you was just blacking out on somebody.
It wasn't even a battle, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100. How I got on. Now it's funny because Too Short is in this story, so it's funny how the story get twisted. The day that Jay-Z heard me, he wasn't supposed to hear me. Philly's Most Wanted at the time had the meeting with Rockefeller.
Okay.
I just so happened to go with him. Yeah, Bubana was like, yo, ride with me. Because when me and like I told you before, this guy that was my partner, Murder Mill, me and him was partners. We battled Most Wanted. And the outcome was a little crazy, but me and Bubonic from Most Wanted exchanged numbers. He was like, yo, you hot. Because he knew Murder Mill. They knew each other. I didn't know none of them. I had just met him in a week. He was my partner.
Got you.
And we battled somebody. So when I went up there, I was just going along for the ride. And it was people in the studio. Too Short was in the studio. That day, Jay and Too Short was recording. It was all good just a week ago.
Okay.
Yeah, they was recording that song in the studio. So I guess they had artists at that time. I didn't know who they was or whatever. And then Most Wanted came in, and they rapped for Jay. And then his artist came. They was from New York. They rapped, and it started going into a back and forth thing. So they was feeling themselves. So I had to say, hold up a minute. And once Jay said, between they little thing, he was like, that's it. Don't nobody got nothing else? I said, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just stepped up. And I remember I was like, what you and y'all was just recording on? And they put on that beat, It's All Good a week ago. That's when it was real to real. I made that joint flip. That's how long I was rapping. The tape stopped.
Yeah, okay.
And then it was over, and he was like, you got some more? Yeah, I had a clip. And I ran down on him a cappella. And I was cool with that. Going back to tell the homies, I just rapped for Jay. But when I was on my way out that door, he grabbed my hand. I left. 2 days later, the folks that I went up there with, that was with Most Wanted, they slid down on the block, was like, yo, we want to holler at you. Yo, the boys want to. I'm like, man, get out of here. And 3 days later, I was in their office. Yeah.
Okay.
Rockefeller.
Did you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Because after that, it was like so much influence, you know what I'm saying, from the Young Guns, Petey Crack.
Yeah.
Did you know that Philly was going to have that stamp the way that it did? Because for a minute, you know what I'm saying, everything you guys touched was just turning, just turning gold, platinum. There was nothing you guys could do it wrong. Did you know it was going to have that imprint that it did?
Because, like, in Philly, we was, for a long time, I wouldn't even say that word. I'm going to scratch that. But for a long time, we was viewed that pop scene to those who was before us. And before us, who we had? We had Will Smith, you had Steady B, you had EST. They was, you know what I mean, for that era. But that's all the people remembered us by from them, you know what I mean, those rappers. But it was some little dudes that was in the street that had a different bop than they had.
Yeah.
Like me. Yeah, I was in the mix. So my raps was different. So I knew it was a lot of people out there in Philly we just ain't get heard of. Back then, when you thought about Philly before Beanie Sigel, you thought about Will Smith. You might have thought about the Roots crew.
Right.
You know what I mean? At that time. But you ain't hear about the young girl from North Philly. Her name was Eve. She was in the mix, bopping. And the boy from South Philly, Beanie Sigel, and they got another young boy up north named Freeway. Yeah. And the Puerto Rican dude that's from the Badlands, named Petey Crack. I knew where all them little
pieces was that.
Yeah, and it just came together. Like, state property literally is the city of Philadelphia. South Philly, North Philly, West Philly.
Okay.
Uptown, Nice Town, because that's where the Young Guns, all that's the same. Mount Airy, that's a section. You uptown. It's just when you get uptown, they break it up. But to South Philly, that's uptown. That's north, that's west. You got southwest, but that's all they got.
Gotcha.
But that's whole state property is from different sections of the city.
All right, so I got to ask you about this classic T. Something that we play to this day, every party.
Yeah.
It'll go off. You have the guys and the girls, you know what I'm saying, spitting the bars word for word.
Mm-hmm.
What we do is wrong.
Hood classic. That's that thing that's going to get knocked at the cookout 30 years from now. 20 years from now, somebody grandpop going to be in a chair with a Bud Ice.
Yeah.
Smoking a Newport. And that joint come on, Pop gonna be moving. Turn that up. And then the kids gonna be drawing like, yo, look at Grandpa in his bag. That's a hood classic, man. The energy, it just feel good. The beat, everything about it was just a monster.
So, like, now, when that was being created, like, was it originally set for, you know what I'm saying, for you, Freeway, and Jay to get on it? Like, how was the...
No, that was something that Free snuck out. Yeah, Free got that one off. And Jay heard it and got on it. But I heard it before Jay got on it. And I was mad that Free already had it. It's like, damn, that joint crazy. Because that's how it was. When you got Just Blaze in one room and Kanye West in the other, you going room to room, and they in there making joints. So it was like, damn. I'm looking at Just like, why you ain't call me? Yeah, and then the next time I heard it, Jay was on it and the record was done. No. Take that hook, move that section from there. I'm on that record.
Okay.
I ain't try. Next time they came to the studio, I was on there. I wasn't letting that one slide by. But no, Free had that to the wig. Then Jay, I don't want it. And then Free let me hear it. It was over.
Now, moving on, like I said, because you held it down for the Rock for so many different ways.
Yeah.
I have to ask you this from a rap fan standpoint, and not stirring the pot, but
Yeah.
do you feel that like when the whole Lock situation was going down, was that one of the hardest rap beefs that you had to deal with?
I ain't never had no rap beefs. I was the only one.
But I mean, you made it known, like, you know what I'm saying? I do remember like saying you like used to go from state to state, you know what I'm saying? When you was on
Oh, in battles?
Yeah.
No. That was like, none of them is ever worth remembering again once you went at it with Jadakiss. There's not a rap out here right now that can say right now that they lyrically prepared to even think about that. You will never hear nobody talk that they want to battle Kiss. Are you crazy? Never. That was my drive at that time. Fuck, excuse me. But you know, I'm going in. I'm trained to go.
Yeah.
But nobody would have ever done that. So after Jadakiss, I mean, it's no other rap beef that's even worth mentioning. In my, you know what I mean?
When do you feel like at that point, like, you know what? Like it was, I'm not gonna say it was squashed, but like y'all came to a mutual understanding, because I do hear, especially in the traps now, you be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? But I listen to the Locks. You said in the one joint, we can make it if we try. You know what I'm saying? When did you guys come to that mutual, you know what I'm saying, respect for one another?
I mean, it was there. It was like, it was already there. It was just at that time, it's like, which one gonna go? The tension, everything was there. It was, when we did it, it could have got serious, but it was about the bars too.
Right.
I mean, the art of it was still there, and it was like, I think I know I was more the art of it, like, let's go. Who knows what would have happened at the heat of it, because it didn't last, like, long, like we had crazy. It was just like, you and your man getting something off your chest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then tomorrow, y'all at the bar together, drinking.
That's what it is.
So it was just like that. It was like, ultimate respect on both sides.
Okay. Now, there's this thing that we got called Digging in the Crates.
Yeah.
Now, you know, going through your catalog, you was one of the few artists, especially like Snoop Dogg, that would take other people's joints.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know you used to do a lot with EPMD.
Yeah.
What was that reason? Was that your favorite, you know what I'm saying, your favorite artist, you know, coming in, or how did that?
I mean, I guess when I was young and,
right.
and when I thought I knew how to rap, that's what rap was. For me, me coming up, that's EPMD. That's Big Daddy Kane. That's KRS-One. You know what I mean? That was rap, so that's what I was listening to then. Now I get a chance to talk my spill over what I used to like. That was one of my favorite beats.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
So what's that one favorite record that you know, like you said, if you're gonna go on a drive, or if you're gonna get in your car, you know what I'm saying, old school rap record that's gonna take you back to when you first fell in love with rap music?
That one record, it'd probably be a collaboration of records. But when I knew that, I would say, Mr. Scarface.
Okay.
Mr. Scarface is back. When I first heard that, it was like, oh, it was curtains. That with that sample in it, all I have in this world, yeah. When I heard that, it was over. That was my go-to right there. Okay. I'm not even getting in your car if you don't got it. Then, you know, they on their phones back then. It was the tape deck. Then it was the CD. If you don't got no system, I'm not getting in there. I got Scarface and Public Enemy in my back pocket. I'm either lying to that Well, I'm listening to this one. That's how I was riding.